A lot of repressed memories are coming back looking at this school bus. Snap, the attitude, just give her some hoop earrings. I'd be thinking she's from the Bronx. This is the beat by Cordae, right? That's not even that old. They must have come out with this like within months when the Cordae joint came out. Do we like Cordae in here? I'm super torn about Cordae, because Cordae has some of my favorite rap music right now. Some of his songs, so easy to feel. And I'm not the only one in my friend group that feels that way. But when he starts talking about that gangster stuff, the street stuff, and everybody knows Cordae ain't from the streets like that. He doesn't have a gang background. It's just like, come on, man. You don't gotta do all that. Like, people don't have to pretend or act like they're a gang member to entertain us as the listeners. At least on my side, if you're from the streets and you like to listen to music that's talking about the streets, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna want that musician to be about what they're talking about, to know what they're talking about, not to just be pretending. I'm resisting the urge to put a picture of Drake up right now. If I did put a picture of Drake up, I have fallen to temptation, to the low-hanging fruit.
Two twins and we both tens on the mic. Two little Asians, like what's all the hype? Fake the last tape, then no crumbs left tonight. Cause we got what it takes to rock the mic right.
To rock the mic right, I love it when people reference that.
XG pushing XP, breaking boundaries. Hit different, build different, new breed. The dual dynamic wreak havoc on the scene.
My hobby be getting busy like Bonnie Nama.
Okay. Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, the first year I was listening to them, I wasn't even feeling it. I don't know why. I think I was just listening to a lot of soulful stuff at the time. But there's a period of time where I was about to enter another phase of struggling with houselessness. A few months of rent I couldn't pay. Bone Thugs-n-Harmony had a song called First of the Month, which kind of spoke to that struggle. I was like, all right, yeah, they get me. Threw them on the playlist, threw them on the iPod, or whatever it was at that time. Was it the iPod? What came before the iPod? The Wheel? Fire?
Top tier, that's a big drip, probably actually.
So what we doing?
Make a big man, but do it unbelievable.
But honestly, there's no such thing as mediocre heat.
Doesn't she kind of recycle, or one of these girls, don't they recycle that beat? Making big map and do it humbly. I feel like I heard that on one of the more recent stuff, or a recycled version of it. Or am I just high right now? Don't do drugs, kids. But if you're an adult,
but honestly, there's no such thing as mediocre heat. The nerve on these girls tryna pop if on a J.Cole beat.
Only good vibes, none of the negative energy. I can do these songs, ain't no cap till infinity.
Oh man, these references.
Yeah, she demo what's listening. Stick with the shots, stick down wig when I'm killing it.
Stats checking immaculately.
I like how the references just so seamlessly span different generations. We hear 80s one, a 90s one, and then one from like last week, but most of the core audience is gonna understand almost all of it, or at least half of it. One thing about the XG team, these girls, and everyone else who's had a hand in writing their rhymes, is they really understand us. They really understand their audience and where our common interests are. Because not many of us just live in the 80s, just live in the 90s, or just live in last week.
We don't sleep on bars of wordplay. 마치곤 사기캐.
Two twins and we both tens on the mic. Two 동양 꼬맹이들 뭐가 그리 난리. Fake the last tape, execute 못 방함. Cause we got what it takes to rock the mic right.
Two twins and we both tens on the mic. 우치라니 막다스려 난 너무 닮은 나이.
I didn't listen to the original Cordae joint too deeply. Like I said, I'm really torn about Cordae. So when one of his songs come on and I'm already like, this sounds like it's gonna be a good one, I turn it off because I'm sick of that feeling of being conflicted. That may sound silly to a lot of people. Like, what's the big deal? He raps about being a killer or a thug from time to time. It's just entertainment. I don't know how to explain it to you. If you grew up a certain way, that stuff is serious. People live and die with that lifestyle. And some people outside of that lifestyle, for some reason, they find that to be cool and they fake it. They fake the funk. And to them, it's entertainment. Meanwhile, I might be dodging bullets, or a bullet meant for somebody else might be hitting a loved one. I went to a lot of funerals as a kid, so it was hard for me to really explain why that strikes a chord with me. But we're not really here to talk about Cordae anyway. What I love about XG is that they have that 90s hip-hop spirit when it comes to being hard, when it comes to being live, which I loved, which is you could be hardcore without thinking you gotta be a gang member or a killer to be hardcore. And these girls exemplify that. So there's no debate on if these girls are perpetrating or not. Obviously they're not. They're actually exemplifying what I love most about hip-hop, or one of the top 3 things I love most about hip-hop.
Cause we got what it takes to rock the mic, right? Look, 2 tens, tag team, double trouble.
Pre-GODs, that means we on the come up.
Still shooting stars, bang bang, keep shining on them.
This one ride or die, myself plus I got 5 on.
Can I say something controversial? I don't know if I should. I don't know if I'm gonna leave this in the edit. Alright, I'm about to make myself look silly. There are K-pop groups where on a lineup, I don't know who's who. With XG on a lineup, every girl looks clear and distinctly different from the other. That may be just me. That may be my ignorance. In fact, it probably is, because you have to be exposed to an ethnic group's face types to start to get really good with telling people apart. And the first people I grew up around was Salvadorians, Mexicans, Africans, and blacks. Then eventually, white people. And recently, Asian people. So if these faces are getting derivative of each other, it's probably a clear bet that that's my fault. I hope that doesn't piss too many people off, but I'm telling you, I know that's on me. It's not on anyone else. Just sharing where I'm at right now with exploring Asian culture more, which is part of the reason why I'm here. I'm ethnically Korean. When I hear tidbits about history in Asia, I see so many similarities to the struggles I see from minorities in America. And a lot of it is like even worse than what happened in America. And there's also a lot of things to be proud of if you're from Asia. So I want to get to know my continent more. And that's why I'm here. I hope y'all can be patient with me in that process.
I said 2 tens, times that we keep it 110 out of 10. We ain't doing nothing less than perfect.
That's the purpose, 내 몸마다 조슈하지 맞다바까.
Subliminal kids and trying to hurt no feelings unless the shoe fits.
2 tens are cool kids, they don't nobody too clueless.
Who can do this? 이 방금 못하는 주제들과 부러져.
Roughnecks plus a rick shop, cause the rockets rap suplex.
I'm too blessed to the YouTube reactions. Who got the juice? 2 twins and we both.
Those seats were too clean to be an actual school bus. If this was an American school bus, this would be vandalized, graffiti, holes poked all up in it, mysterious stains.
I'm too blessed to the YouTube reactions. Who got the juice? 2 twins and we both tens on the mic. 2 little Asians, like what's all the hype? We ate the last tape, then no crumbs left tonight. Cause we got what it takes to rock the mic.
Anything special? Nope. So I'm listening to this the same time I'm listening to Nothing. I listened to Nothing first and then this one. I think this is my favorite out of the 2 actually. Can I share a quick story? In the beginning of the video, I said some repressed memories was coming out with the school bus. Long story short, I moved around a lot, born in New York. I had a grandma that lived in San Francisco. I had cousins that lived in Reno, Nevada. If you don't know where Reno, Nevada is, if you've seen Shanghai Noon, that Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson movie, yeah, that's Reno, Nevada. Reno, Nevada is a major setting in that film. I remember one of the first times I went from New York to Reno. I was a youngin'. On the bus, some kids right in front of me were giggling, laughing at me. And I was like, whatever. He turned back at me again, called me a chink, told me to go back to China. And I'm from New York. If people are racist in New York, at least it's educated racism. It's not ignorant racism. So I was trying to explain to them, oh no, I'm not Chinese. I'm Korean. I'm from here, but I'm Korean, so I'm not a chink. You could call me a gook. I let them know some other derogatory terms towards Koreans if they really wanted to play like that. Because being from New York, we don't really play that race stuff. I was basically just saying, if we really want to play this game, let's at least be accurate about it. They just told me, shut up, chink. And they started pouring their soda on me. They started throwing yogurt at me. There's a picture from the civil rights movement of those sit-ins. There's a gentleman sitting at the bar and they're pouring milkshake all over his head. I was that guy on that school bus. I thought New York had assholes, but every time I went to Reno, I was reminded how bad it could really get. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, what is one act of self-love that is so simple, but you keep putting off? Make sure you do that for yourself today. Talk amongst yourselves.